with you, of course. And we've got Anthony Palercio here with Michael Anthony Jewelry to celebrate the beauty of jewelry with spiritual significance, and then also chains and pendants that just celebrate life.
It's amazing.
And what we have are 4 flex payments for you across the board, so this is definitely time to do some power shopping with us. The Nativity Stone is something that is so near and dear to all of our hearts. And thank you so much, Anthony, for bringing this to the people.
Do you see, though? Do you see the angel wings?
New
Do you see the angel wings on the side?
Beaming out from the side of your Nativity Stone. And that star, by the way, is very important. You'll see that when we show you the footage. But it's a brand new, lift you up, really lighten your load with the angel wings ring. And it's something that you're going to treasure for years to come. Tell us the story of the Nativity Stone.
Well, the Nativity Stone was actually the brainchild of a man by the name of Stanley Slotkin. Stanley Slotkin was the man who invented party rental furniture in California. Fabulous, fabulous gentleman. And he did that for years, made a fortune. And his hobby was doing archaeology. And he was in the vicinity of the Nativity, Church of the Nativity. And anytime he would come across anything that had religious significance, he would always check with the local churches. In the case of the Catholic Church, or actually Christian Church, the Church of the Nativity, he developed a relationship. One day when he was there in 1963, he watched them doing a renovation, and he asked the parish priest,
ding, ding, ding,
ding,
yeah.
ding, ding. He said, well, what are you going to do with those stones? And because he had done so many philanthropic efforts, and he was the first one to have mobile units going around and doing operations, whether they were on cleft palates, eyes.
Right.
And the priest said to him, we're going to bury them right on location. So he said, well, would you consider giving them to me? I have an idea. And you'll see in some of the B-roll, he was the first one, and he was Jewish, but he had the idea of putting this stone in a cross. And I was fortunate to meet the family, and in 1999, they gave me the right to sell and make jewelry with the Nativity Stone.
Look at that. Since
then, I don't know how many thousands we've sold, but it's been my pleasure and honor to sell pieces like this. And, you know, when you look at a ring like this, the fact that it has the 14-point star, which is the actual star that marks the location, to know that you have a stone that could have witnessed the birth of Christ in your possession, it's like having a relic, but nobody owns relics because they're part of a saint's garments or vestments. So to own a ring like this, I can tell you, I wear the bracelet, and I have my own nativity ring that I wear, and also have another cross that I wear. It's a very special, special piece. This ring was designed with angel wings on the side. And I don't know about you, but every church that I've ever been in, you read the gospel, the presence of angels is overwhelming. They're always there. So this is an opportunity to have a nativity stone with angel wings, and it's just magnificent. What a comfortable ring, too.
So, this is a band style. You've got that in the back, that wonderful high-polished band in the back. It is in stainless. This is one of those two-tone pieces, so it goes with everything. I actually love the idea of this as a wedding ring. I think that would be fabulous. I wanted to let you know that if you have never experienced the Nativity Stone, I hope that you will try it. If this is appealing to you, you know, we have bracelets, we have necklaces. This is the first time that in ages that we've had entire suites you can build that are all brand new. So if, you know, your niece has been eyeing yours, or you know about the Nativity Stone and you really want to share that story with someone.
So beautiful.
So beautiful. Perfect timing. Guardian angel wings right there. And the bracelet's coming up, but I also wanted to let you know it is available in size 5 through 11, has the lifetime limited warranty, comes in your gift box. I mean, you could be done today for the holidays. I know we have to wrap it up, but what we're gonna do is show you the certificate of authenticity as we go, as we have more nativity stones to get to. You know, sometimes when we talk about gemstones, just as a side note, you know, we talk about tanzanite.